Motivation is hard to find, at least for me it is. I'll hold off on a project so long that I end up just thinking it's impossible or just too stupid. The times I find myself completing a project is when I have people around me giving me inspiration. NetleyBoif was 16 years old when he moved into a new school back in 2019. His interests were drawing, animating, and voice acting. He had recently gotten into this early start program for his school and didn't really have anything to do during it. All his friends were a grade below him and they were at a different school. Bored out of his mind, he decided that he should do something to pass the time. And that's when he got the idea of making a reanimated collab. I'm sure you already know, but for those who don't know what a reanimated collab is, it's essentially taking something like the first Shrek movie and getting a bunch of animators to come together and reanimate the entire movie. This could be for a lot of reasons, but the main one is just everyone's interest in the show or movie that it's based on. NetleyBoif was set on this idea of making a reanimated collab, only there was just one big roadblock. He didn't know what it would be about. Then he remembered that he really enjoyed Nishijo, My Ordinary Life. The comedy, the characters, everything was right up his alley. So, with the show being picked, he decided to give it a shot. Progress started on the project and it was going surprisingly very good. Animators were emailing NetleyBoif all their scenes and things were going pretty smooth sailing for a good 5 seconds. You see, what NetleyBoif didn't think of is everything was just too much. Keeping up with the emails while trying to deal with schoolwork on the side, it was a lot to handle. The collab started to get way more popular than NetleyBoif ever expected it to. It eventually got to the point where the collab felt more like a chore to him than anything else. So without another option, he decided to close the curtains and leave the project. The end. Of course, that would have been the end if he actually wanted to end it. NetleyBoif didn't want to see people's hard work go to waste. The amount of hours, even days, people spent animating scenes for this amazing project just to go down the drain would have been awful. So he asked some of his mods if they would take the project into their own hands. They were more than happy to take up the challenge, and Nichijou Reanimated continued. So many talented people from all over the globe started to come together and not let this project die. Eventually, a bigger audience started to form, and the opening of the show was finished and released, and the rest of the project was at 95% complete. 95% is where the project stands right now, and it's almost finished. Ever since I found this project a few months ago, I always wanted to interview the team behind it and make a video on Nichijou Reanimated. It's the only way I know how I can contribute to this project. So I got in contact with the entire team and they told me that they would all be down for an interview. So here you go. An interview with the Nichijou Reanimated Collab team. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Pengi. I'm like sort of the collab host. I basically sit down in front of my computer and post announcements. That's sort of my role in the whole thing.
But people around me call me Hallie. The main thing for me was setting up the bots. That's one thing. And managing the spreadsheet that we use to manage everything. Yeah, we don't really have our own roles really. We all just kind of do everything. But yeah, and fixing random mistakes that happen to show up.
I'm Kirby, Curb again, whatever. I run the Twitter. That's kind of my whole role in this. Also, I made the spreadsheet.
He did. I was gonna point that out.
Kirby.
He did make it.
I'm Savajo, or you can just call me Sav. I joined the admin team really late, like in January of 2021. I'm kind of a support for the rest of the team. I helped manage the opening. Like I had to DM animators to make sure they actually completed their scenes. Yeah,
has a strategic location in the European time zone because me, Pengi, and Kirby are all in Eastern Standard Time, but he's in Europe. So we wanted to diversify our locations a bit.
So how did this project start? Like, when did it start, and like, how did it, become a reality?
I can tell you when roughly it became public, which is December 5th, 2019. because that's when I first joined the server. I'm actually not the original collab host. That is Joe, aka Joe Netley, aka NetleyBoif. He was the one who started the project in the first place. He cut up the episodes into a bunch of scenes and created a Google Doc and an email, and then he made it so that we could join and take scenes. So I actually started out just doing a single frame, like one of the still scenes. That's basically how it started. And then later on, he got less active and he got us admins, me, Hallie, Kirby, another guy named Devi, and we sort of ran the project for a while.
It's like he
Yeah.
gave us control. We didn't take it from him.
What motivated you guys to continue working on the project?
It's just a really nice big thing to be a part of. Like, there's so much talent involved in this collab. Like over 100
That's very
animators,
true.
300 plus scenes. There's like some really good
That's
talent.
fair.
So seeing it like go to waste or not being completed will be like a really big shame. We released the intro, so as like a little bit of an appetizer for the rest of the episode. A lot of people are like expecting to finish. So we definitely have an audience for this.
We do.
I think it'll be really nice for like the whole community, especially since April will be the 11th anniversary.
My motivation was the intro because just seeing it all like come together was really cool.
So how does it feel almost like completely finishing this project? Because you're at 95%, right?
Yeah,
we are.
it's been around 2 years since like it started. Feels really
Over
good
2 years,
knowing that it's
actually.
finally
2
gonna be
years,
over.
2 months.
Yeah, I'm just
No,
glad
that's
it's
so
almost
true.
over.
The wait for it to be finished getting exponentially slower.
We know we're going to complete it. The only question is when. Because the thing about hitting 95% is that the people who are left animating, these are the people who generally hit roadblocks and couldn't finish their animations by our original sort of due dates, which are December 5th and January 6th, or
We've
their
had, like,
backup
3 deadlines.
animators who volunteered to do the extra scenes. So they've had less time to complete them. So that's why we take a longer time to wait for the last few scenes.
So what are some of like the biggest challenges and roadblocks you had to face?
I mean, I hate to say it, but like the only roadblock that I can really think of is just sort of Joe becoming inactive in the earlier parts of the collab.
The project hasn't really like had many roadblocks. Most of what I can think of is just like small little things with the spreadsheet or like conflicting animators or whatever, just people who look like they have the same scene or just small stuff like that just gets
Or-
resolved pretty quickly.
Or some people who have had a scene for like months and months and like we can't reach them. Like we try to like contact each animator periodically to check progress, but some of them like don't respond for like weeks and weeks, which makes it hard to
Some of them
make sure
also
everything's
like change their names, you know?
running.
Like
Yeah,
they get
Yeah, but-
Nitro.
Yeah, but mostly it's just like really small stuff. We haven't had like a big
Yeah.
like
keeping track of people
roadblock.
with their Discord name and tag is a horrible idea, but it's too late to change it.
Was there ever a time where the entire project felt like it was going to be scrapped? Like, was that ever
Oh,
a
God, yeah.
possibility?
Especially in the early
Yes, that was
few months.
for a long time. Really, it was just sort of watching numbers go up, but very slowly. And occasionally, you'd get that really good scene that reminds you why you're doing this in the first place. you
Exactly,
know?
yeah.
Like Chaser's first scene. There were just some really good animations there.
Or like getting Pear in to do a scene with like the Arsali you used
Yes.
for that one Nishijo animation. And we have like
So-
Snowy, who's like a really big artist now.
She invented Nichijou.
Yeah. It's so cool to just see that like every other scene is like made by a total different like it's so cool to me.
In most reanimated projects, you have scenes of like a few seconds, but here it's like every cut is its own scene. So you have like 400 cuts in the episode, counting the OP.
Yep.
So
325.
Wow.
Well, 400 including the OP.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness.
That's what I say.
It's kind of a blessing and a curse.
How do your
Different-
folders look?
I have a lot of them downloaded on my computer.
How happy are you with like the project right now?
Very.
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 Like we're starting on the
Very.
final edit around now, so
What's your favorite scenes, or just things that have happened?
the people on the server that I've got to meet and like talk to like a lot over the past 2 years.
In terms of scenes, I'd say my favorite has to be the big Chungus Among Us playstyle thing.
Oh yeah,
The
that
opening.
one.
Oh yeah.
That one's in the opening, right?
That one is just godly. Yeah, you can see it right now if you go on YouTube.
Yeah, I have it
Um,
pictured in my head. It's burnt into my brain.
Getting a whole audience for this was just the best part of it, really.
I think my favorite part was just animating my own scene. So that was in April of 2020, or around that time.
Do you have any final comments?
Stay tuned for it being posted at some point in the next few months. I've been talking with a couple animators about maybe hypothetically trying to animate like either like a couple chapters or the first volume of City, which is like the
Ooh.
sequel manga by same author. Either
Yeah.
that or animating some like manga exclusive chapters, but that's just in the talking phase right now.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for, taking time out of your day.
Well,
Well,
thank
good.
you for,
Thanks for
the
having us.
interview.
It was really
Thanks for
nice
having
meeting you
us.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
It was nice talking
nice.
with you too.
And then stay tuned for episode 2.
No.
Fuck off.
Episode 2.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
This interview meant a lot to me. Talking to the entire team, even for 30 minutes, showed me how genuinely talented and nice these people are. Everyone involved in this project are seriously so talented, and I would highly recommend everyone watching to just follow the collab Twitter, subscribing to their YouTube, and joining the official Discord server. These can all be found in the description of this video. If you want to take it one step further, I've left the social links of all the people involved in the pinned comment. From NetleyBoif to the entire team you saw in the interview, everyone is down there, so please make sure to check it out. I started this video by saying motivation is hard to find, but the times I find myself completing a project is when the people around me give me inspiration to do so. And that's why this project is on the verge of completion. Everyone that's working on it are just inspirational, talented people that are just helping each other out. Thank you so much to NetleyBoif, Panky, and everyone else involved. I'm so excited for Nichijou Reanimated to come out, and I hope everyone that watched this video is as well. Look forward to it.